from Baltimore. So Sean John. So old school, y'all. Yes, indeed. You know. My big sun is shining, y'all. Thank you, Lord, for this blessed day. I dropped this jewel on y'all before I, start my journey, start my hustle. You know what I mean? Early bird get the worm. Get up and get your worm. You know what I mean? Get up and get your worm. You know. You gotta swoop down like an eagle. Grab your worm and keep moving. In the hall with y'all from Baltimore. Man, I was checking out. Now people can be so what can I say? Hurtful, selfish, just thinking about themselves, you know what I mean? I don't know if anybody else saw this, but like I say, I do read and I check my Inner News app, you know what I mean? It wasn't in Maryland, but it was somewhere else. Whereas though, older people and stuff like that were priority as far as getting vaccinated for the corona. You know, older people, healthcare workers, things like that, priority. You know, so in this case, you had two white women, Caucasian, women, dress up as elderly, right? Dress up as elderly people. And what they did was they dressed up as the elderly. They dressed up as the elderly. How you feeling today, bro?
All right, how are you?
Go that way.
I forgot all about that. They dressed up as the elderly, right? And, it feels good out here. They dressed up as the elderly and they went and got vaccinated, which I don't understand how they got away with the first, because you get two. They got away with it the first time. How did they get away with it the first time? Don't you have to show identification, which has your age on it and all that, unless they had like their grandmother's ID or something, and they dressed up like, I don't know how they got away with it the first time. People were slipping. And I guess they didn't think that people would go to that extreme. But this is life or death when you really look at it. It's life or death. So they went and got vaccinated the first time. Got away with it. Right? They come back the next time. Dressed ironically. You too can have a large vocabulary. Dressed up as the same old elderly people. Peoples. They got on them. You know, security, like when I was at the mall, you always got security who failed the police test, which that's really telling you a lot about them if you failed the police test, because all these crazy motherfuckers that be becoming police officers, it don't take much to do that. So if you failed the police thing, you couldn't be a police and had to be MT or whatever security. Like, something really ain't right with you. That's why I don't be paying them no mind. Well, anyway, they jumped on and caught him. Dressed as elderly, you know, and all that. What's going on? I see you out here in the sun chilling, dressed up as the elderly man, and they caught him, you know, my man, Mr. Ed. Dressed up as the elderly, and they caught him. You know what I'm saying? And that just goes to show you how far people will go with deception. You too can have a large vocabulary. Deceit and deception, man, in order to get ahead. Blue-eyed blonde devils. But I'm not prejudiced though. But you know, it is what it is. That was just a joke. But it's crazy, man. It's sad. You know what I mean? And some elderly person could die or whatever because they wanted to jump in front of people. I understand, but this is the thing. You've been being safe this far, hopefully, and you should go ahead and continue to be safe for the next couple of weeks until you can wait your turn, until you can get vaccinated. Don't take somebody else's spot that could potentially lead to someone's demise. You too can have a large vocabulary. Or death, man. It's just sad the lengths that people will go to in order to get over, to get ahead. If people put all that energy into doing something, that's why I flipped it and converted it into positive and negative into positive. Because all the time when I was running around doing negative, selling drugs, doing all the energy, getting up early in the morning and running around, checking the old houses and making sure the police, all that energy you put into that shit, I put into selling my socks, my shirts, and my masks. I put into trying to build me and establish my business, right? And through the grace of God, things been moving somewhat. And by the summer, and when this corona crap, I'm gonna break their back. You know what I mean? I know I am, because people be asking me for my number and all that now to get socks. You know what I mean? So, hey, and like I told you before, you gotta go with what's in demand, right? Masks is in demand. You gotta have the kind people like. Socks is in demand. You always wanna have on a fresh pair of socks in the summer with your tennis shoes or your the women wear, the men too, those clogs or whatever. Socks, you wanna have fresh socks on. It's nothing like fresh socks. Putting on a new pair of tennis and got a hole in your sock, you can feel your toes sliding out and all that. It's nothing like a fresh pair of socks. People are always gonna want socks. I shouldn't have even dropped that jewel on y'all because somebody, but I'm not selfish because there's enough money out here for everybody. Somebody now is gonna get the idea and get the message. That's what I be trying to do though, of a way to make some money. Find what's in demand, what people gonna always need, and bam. See, you got women and men's and all of that in the summer. Some people don't even wear underwear and all that. So underwear and stuff is good, but you got a lot of people who don't even wear that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I went with the socks. And maybe one day I'll be designing my own because I'm so creative. You know, I don't know what to do with myself. But this is In the Hall with y'all, coming from Baltimore. Hey!